Welcome to the first race of the weekend here at Kinnekulle. It's the 5th race weekend of the season, and I'm joined here by Richard Olsen to my side. And I'm back from a trip to Rome where I was missing last time out in Knutstorp, so I'm back from my vacation. And we're ready to go racing here for the first race of the weekend. It was a very exciting qualifying, to say the least. Very tight, especially from 5th down to P11. There was 1/10 in between them. So let's start with the grid order. In first position, we have Oskar Melstig after a very good lap in qualifying. Alongside him, for his final weekend of his race career, Christian Lovén. Andreas Skattebo in P3 and then Linus Stjernlund in P4. Further back, we have Gustav Berlung in P5 starting that close couple of cars that was within 1/10, and then Devon Lewis Grabko with his career best qualifying. William Eriksson in P7 followed by Albin Gustafsson in P8. Kalle Svensson in P9, alongside him Fredrik Lindholm P10 and Jonathan Nylander P11, Max Stjernlund P12. William Isaksson P13, alongside him Pete Norbeck and P15 Enzo Collin, and rookie for the weekend, first time driving Aquila, Sixten Sandgren, who's actually borrowing my helmet this weekend, so if you see close up with my name on it, it's not me, it's Sixten Sandgren. P17 Selina Hessman and then Johan Wahl on P18. Agnes Wahlan had a crash in qualifying and they will be starting P19, and Lionel Score will be rounding out P20 of the grid as his fuel pump didn't work in qualifying and he couldn't get a lap in. So Lionel Score will probably have be the biggest exclamation point in this qualifying, I think, in this race. What do you think, Richard?
Yeah, problems with the fuel pump made him that he couldn't participate in the qualifying. So yeah, he has a great pace, so he will climb up multiple positions on the opening lap, I think.
Yeah, one to watch, definitely. He's known for his flamboyant and aggressive driving style, where he usually is not the one to back out of a battle. As we see them now warming up the tires in the final couple of corners of the lap before lining up on the start-finish straight.
Yeah, very interesting to see Christian Lovén on the front row in his last race, as you said. He had some troubles, I think, in the beginning of qualifying. He went into the pit lane, and then they solved it under the red flag, I think, and then they went out again with great pace.
Yeah, he came into the pits, the car was limping, and then the father, Peter, had to solve that real quick before getting out again and putting on in career best, I think, in P2 qualifying for his final weekend. Also one to watch. A bit of a story, he has not finished on the overall podium in his Aquila career, which has been 4 seasons in total. So will this be the time around where he will do it? I'm not gonna curse him by saying too much, but so far it's been looking good.
Yeah, you need great race pace around this track, great racecraft, because lots of racing here, especially down to turn 2. We're gonna see lots of overtakes, I think.
Yeah. And I can tell you already it's going to be delay in this start, because I already see one car lined up in the wrong position. That's going to be a domino effect all the way back. So give it at least a minute before we go start racing. So we have about 10 cars left to line up in their grid box. A very spread out grid on Kinnekulle race track. It's far between the grids, which means it's hard to get someone off the line, but you might be able to get something down into turn 2 on paper, but turn 1 in reality, because the first one under the bridge is completely flat.
Yeah, so by the looks of it, when you start, it looks like the leader is on the outside, but you can actually say it's like the inside, because the first corner isn't really an overtake opportunity.
See, one of the marshals has been looking on the back, at the back of Fredrik Lindholm's car.
Yeah, the black and orange car there.
I don't know why that might be.
And they're pushing back Pete as well.
Yeah. Give it another minute at least before we are ready to go racing. So Richard, I know I'm a driver coach, but who are you coaching this weekend?
I'm coaching Lionel Score this weekend. He has a very great pace, and We've been working on a few things to figure out the lines around this track because a lot of it is quite hard to find in the beginning. Like you drive quite narrow to find the best pace around here. So yeah, it's not easy, but he's doing a great job.
Yeah, and you are a race winner on this track, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it was Knutstorp last year. It was P1 in race 1 and race 2, almost race 3. And
we'll get back to that if we have the time, what happened in race 3. But it looked to be a done deal, at least back then last year. I myself have actually never won on this circuit in any series. It's one of the few Swedish tracks I haven't triumphed at. It's never been my track, even though it's very fun. This is a unique track in the sense that almost the entire lap is on the edge of the grip. Most of the corners are very fast sweeping, so it's not like you have to hit an apex and that's why you have to slow down. It's more so that the tires of the car can't just take more speed. So
very demanding on the rear tires.
Yeah. So if you mismanage your tires and push a bit too much in the earlier stages of the race, you might have to slow down in the end and drop back a couple of positions. So if you see a car sliding everywhere, that might be a bad sign for later in the race.
Yeah, keeping the tires cooled through the entirety of this race will be a game changer.
I think we have them lined up now, yeah. 5-second board is out. Cars are revving up. Lights are on and they're out. And Christian Lovén makes a poor start, but he still managed to fence off Andreas Skattebo. Oskar Melstig is clear ahead. William Isaksson makes a move on Jonathan Nylander. They're almost 4 wide under the tunnel. Between Pete Norbeck, William Isaksson and Fredrik Lindholm. As they come down into turn 1, Christian Lovén is getting passed by Andreas Skattebo on the inside. Oskar is checked out a bit ahead. And then we have 3 wide in the Kvarnen. As they rejoin now down the straight. Andreas Skattebo has a run on Oskar Melstig on the outside. Max Stjärnelund is fighting to keep his position, and then they're side by side going into Molins Keppen, into Molins corner. Christian Lovén right behind them, and there are 6 cars in the front group. Then Devon Grabko has dropped down 1 place to P7. William Eriksson and then Fredrik Lindholm has made a position up. Max Stjärnelund has made a couple of positions up, and then Kalle Svensson, Jonathan Nylander, and then Pete Norbeck, William Isaksson, Enzo Collin, and then Johan Valand.
Yeah, Melstig defending into the last corner here, and Skattebo will get a great run on the front straight here.
Yeah, we have 4 cars within nothing basically. Oskar Melstig in the lead. Andreas Skattebo right behind him, bumping him almost. Oskar Melstig moves when Andreas was moving. That will not be popular. Linus Stjärnelund has got en pass. Christian Lovén as well. In under the bridge again, into Kvarnen corner. It is Oskar Melstig, Andreas Skattebo. And then we have side by side Linus Stjärnelund and Christian Lovén. Christian Lovén fighting to fend that position off. But I think we will have to see himself passed by Linus Stjärnelund. And then side by side once again with Andreas Skattebo and Oskar Melstig into Molins Knappen. Linus Stjärnelund has gotten past Christian Lovén, and then it's Albin Gustafsson behind making good start. Gustav Berglund, then Devon Grabko, then we have William Eriksson, then Fredrik Lindholm, so top 9 in one group basically.
Yeah, Skattebo with a really great pace here in the beginning. Oskar Melstig defending in almost every corner around this track now.
Yeah, Lionel Skor has made 4 positions up so far. And we see Agnes Valand retiring in turn 2 with a car that's not being driven. She had to switch cars after qualifying because of the crash, and this car seems to have broken down. So a nightmare weekend so far. Oskar Melstig now fending off Andreas Skattebo. Around the outside he goes into the bridge. Can he make a move stick? He's around the outside ceiling, which will turn into the inside in Kvarnen corner. Will he get it? That looks like a surefire move. Indeed he does. So Andreas Skattebo, the new leader, with great pace here in the beginning. Linus Stjärnelund and P3 behind. Christian Lovén trying to get past because Linus Stjärnelund is actually holding him a bit up now. Oskar Melstig tying out around the outside again into turn 2. Turn 3, I mean, of course. Into Molins corner. The group is just getting bigger and bigger. Devon Grabko has dropped down to P9. As Max Stjärnelund is now catching up as well, and Kalle Svensson. So we're turning this battle from 9 cars into 11 cars soon. And then Jonathan Nylander, Pete Norbeck, William Isaksson, Enzo Collin, and then Lionel Skor.
Yeah, and the car that stopped over there was Agnes Valand, right? Yes. And it didn't need any safety car because the car is in a safe place.
So start finish straight again. Oskar Melstig trying to make the move back on Andreas Skattebo. Linus Stjärnelund behind, and then it's Albin Gustafsson. Side by side is Christian Lovén and Gustav Berglund. Gustav Berglund almost goes off on the curb, but he makes it stick. He stays on the track. And it's still Andreas Skattebo in the lead. Oskar Mellstig, Linus Stjärnelund. They have gotten a bit of gap now. And then we have Albin Gustafsson, Christian Lovén, and Gustav Berglund.
And Lionel Score has overtaken Enzo Collin now as well.
Yep. And we see Pete Norbeck passing Jonathan Nylander under the bridge. As we now go out of Molin's corner into the TV corner. And Andreas Skattebo making a bit of a lead now. As more cars is actually catching up to the big group ahead. I have not seen this many cars in one frame in Aquila before. And that's saying something.
Let's have Christian Lovén on the outside in the last corner. See if we can make a position here.
Yep, side by side. He's pushing Linus Stjärnelund down the straight to get by Albin Gustafsson. Oskar Mellstig and Andreas Skattebo fighting. And Albin Gustafsson will have to see himself passed by Christian Lovén.
And Oskar Mellstig almost trying the dummy there, overtake on Andreas Skattebo into the first corner, but Skattebo defends for now. So, and now Mellstig has the outside.
Once again, we've seen this basically every lap so far, but Oskar has to slot in this time around. And we see now Fredrik Lindholm has gotten past William Eriksson as well, so making gains this race. And a spin! Max Stjärnelund spins in collision, and it's a big crash! Devin Grabko, and then Pete Norbeck, and it's another crash! Jonathan Nylander! Oh!
Yeah, multiple cars involved there.
I think everyone is able to get away at least, but I think now Devin Grabko's race is over, unfortunately. The car is too much damage. Yeah, it's smoking at the back of that car.
Yeah, Devin Grabko just an innocent victim in that crash.
Yeah, unfortunate for him. Max Stjärnelund lost the car going down the very tricky right-hander, as we talked about earlier. And it's going to be a safety car because Devin Grabko is in a very dangerous position right now. So neutralizing the 3 wide though into the corner between Albin Gustafsson, Linus Stjärnelund, and a contact again! That looked like Fredrik Lindholm and another driver. I couldn't quite. Gustav Berglund and Fredrik Lindholm had a collision in corner, and now there's a safety car deployed. If they just had that earlier, we could have avoided that crash, but another victim in this hectic race. But now we calm down, cool down, get to think about what we just done.
Yeah, so the drivers now get to cool down the tires while they try to take these cars away. At least 2 cars standing on the track.
Yep.
One over in turn 2 as well now.
I know one guy who has won from all this chaos and safety car. His name is Lionel Score, and he started from P20. He's now up to P8.
Yeah, many positions gained from Score. So the driver's now hoping to get this race started again. We'll see how fast this takes to clear everything.
Yeah, I think Devon is gonna need a lift and not just a tow, because that car looked very broken. So to run the field down, we had a hectic couple of laps, but now we have Andreas Skattebo in the lead ahead of Oskar Mellstig, and then Christian Lovén, Linus Stjärnelund ahead of Albin Gustafsson and William Eriksson. Then we have Kalle Svensson, Pete Norbeck, William Isaksson, Lionel Score, Fredrik Lindholm after that collision, and then Max Stjärnelund, Enzo Collin, Jonathan Nylander, Selina Hessman, Johan Valand, Sixten Sandgren, and Gustav Berglund, who has gotten out of the gravel trap after the collision with Fredrik Lindholm in turn 2. So it's just Devon who's just going to need to get removed from the track somehow.
Yeah, and he seems very disappointed, but it looks like he's okay. He was just trying to avoid the spinning car, and the spinning car clipped his rear wheel, so
yeah,
major damage there. So
yeah, I saw his car was two-wheeling at one point, so the collision was heavy. I hope he is okay. Adrenaline still rushing, so even despite the reactions, he could still be injured, but I hope not. As they now have the truck to hitch him away from the circuit. I think we're gonna have another lap after this under safety car conditions before they can remove Devon from the track. Very big shame for him. He qualified in P6, a career best, but was already dropping down. The inexperience unfortunately showing, and then innocent victim after Max Stjärnelund spun ahead. Also just experience lacking from him. So a series of unfortunate events unfolding, and Devin Grabko ended up with a short stick at the end.
But it looks like Max Stjärnelund's car is seemingly alright for now.
Yeah. There might be some toe damage.
Yeah, maybe. But the car looks fine from this angle, so maybe he'll be able to continue this race. It's impossible to know now when the cars are driving so slow, but when they pick up speed later, maybe there's a problem. We don't know.
We can only wait and see as the safety car takes another round, but now they have gotten Devon pretty much off the track, so I think this will be the final lap behind the safety car that we're entering now.
Yeah, so Skattebo is now warming his tires. Everyone is warming their tires, and for now Skattebo, everything that is on his mind is just trying to get a great restart here.
Yeah.
It's quite hard to pull away on this track, but it is possible.
Yep.
The slipstream is very significant around here.
We've seen it before that someone pulled away, but unfortunately, despite pulling away, you can't always win it.
Yeah. It's never too easy. When you think it's too easy, that's when it gets snatched away from you. So
Yep.
You always have to be on your toes, check for checkered flags.
Yeah, exactly.
And be ready for everything in a race.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, so the car is now going around, and as you said, it looks like everything is cleared now.
Devon clearly disappointed.
And we also like maybe a bit of dust and gravel on the track still, so the drivers have to be quite careful in the first lap or so.
I spot something now where Devon was standing. It's coolant on the track.
Yep.
As we said, his car was smoking before. That might have been the coolant hitting a pipe or something. Exhaust system, because I see water. It's outside of the normal racing line, so it shouldn't be that much of an issue.
Yeah, and the drivers cross it without turning. Basically, the cars are straight when they're passing it. So, and fortunately, as you said, it's coolant and not oil.
Yep. As we see now, safety car lights are off, so we will go back to racing once again. Andreas Skattebo will lead the field with that 18 cars now behind him.
Yeah, and he's very, very experienced. So I think he will do this restart flawlessly. Yeah. And if I was him, I would wait until you get as far as you can on the straight.
Yes, because of the toe. If you go too early.
And he pulls now.
He pulls very early. That could come back to bite him, come into the corner. He's weaving to try to break the toe from Oskar Melstig, but he's still there. He's going to have to defend himself into turn 2 because Oskar is within slipstream distance. Pete Norbeck got a poor launch and is going to be threatened by both William Isaksson and Lionel Skor going into turn 2. Lionel Skor almost goes off the track when trying to overtake, but Andreas stays ahead of Oskar for now. Oskar has the round in corner and is actually on the inside now of Andreas. They're side by side. No, Oskar is ahead. Oskar the new leader after a good restart. And now Linus Stjernlund down the inside of Christian Lovén into turn 3, but he can't make that move stick, and Christian stays ahead. Albin Gustafsson having a little look at Linus. And now Oskar, then Andreas, then Christian, then Linus, Albin, William Eriksson, Kalle Svensson,
Fredrik Lindholm almost out in the gravel there.
Fredrik Lindholm stressed from Enskog Collin behind. Perhaps some gravel still on the car or some damage, we don't know. I did tell him before this race, go hard or go home, and he certainly went hard.
And we now see Oskar Melstig in the lead now, so he will be defending here for Skattebo. See if he takes the outside line here into turn 1.
He dives down the inside, but Oskar fends him off. It's very tight. That is something Andreas is gonna be a bit pissed about, if I'm being honest. Andreas now looking on the outside into turn 2. Once again, Christian Lovén has to fend him off behind. Linus Stjernlund and Albin Gustafsson trying to make a move, but Christian Lovén still ahead. Pete Norbeck has made an exceptional good race so far. He's passed Kalle Svensson now and up into what is P7 from P14 on the grid. So good race from him. Oskar Melstig now with Andreas Skattebo right behind. Andreas almost hitting him in turn 6. And then Lionel Skor behind William Eriksson and William Isaksson.
And now Christian Lovén has the chance to catch up to the top 2 because they are battling so much right here.
Yeah.
We have Melstig with aggressive defense everywhere, and Skattebo is very eager to get this move done.
Now Andreas tries the outside. The inside didn't work last time around, so he's going to try the outside this time, which turns into the inside into turn 2. And then Christian Lovén might follow him actually. Oskar might lose 2 cars here. They're at least side by side. It seems that Andreas is passed, and then Christian Lovén also on the inside of Oskar Melstig. Can he get the round down to turn 2? Turn 3, I mean, sorry. No. But Andreas is definitely ahead of Oskar Mellstig, and then is Christian Lovén, Linus Stjernelund, Albin Gustafsson. We have a group of 5 now fighting for the lead. And then William Eriksson behind that. Kalle Svensson has gotten back past Pete Norbeck. And it's up into P7, and then Pete Norbeck in P8. Lionel scoring P9 now, basically halving his start position so far.
Yeah, and it's very difficult for the drivers now. We have Skattebo leading, and he only has to think about his mirrors, while the other drivers have to think both forward and backwards. Not easy to both defend and attack at the same time. And we see Skattebo go for the early defense here. He will prefer the outside line into turn 1.
Yep. Oskar Mellstig now pushing him. Once again, bending what is allowed in the rules. Andreas Skattebo now defending inside into turn 2. And Oskar Mellstig sends him the dummy, and he goes crashing into Christian Lovén. That is the very, very clumsy from Oskar. Oh, I can't help but feel so bad for Christian Lovén right now. He makes a wonderful qualifying, and once again, just an innocent victim.
Yeah, that was no fault of his own, and he's now stuck on the curb here. He's beached, so very, very unfortunate.
Gut-wrenching stuff. Oskar Mellstig, when he was looking for the move on Andreas, not really seeing Christian before making a move, and
we will surely have the safety car out here again and finish under safety car, because Christian Lovén is stuck in a very dangerous position.
There we have it. Safety car is out.
Yeah, and it will be Skattebo taking first place this race.
Yep. Once all is said and done, it's going to be Skattebo, unless his car breaks down on the way there.
We don't have the safety car yet, no?
No, it's just a yellow flag actually. Don't want to pull out the safety car. I guess they deem him in a safe enough position. And still stuck on the inside. So Andreas Skattebo, and then Oskar Mellstig, and then Linus Stjernelund. I am 99% sure Oskar is also in for a penalty, so with that in mind, Albin Gustafsson might be on for a podium here, even if despite being in P4. Andreas Skattebo, Oskar Mellstig, Linus Stjernelund, Albin Gustafsson, and then William Eriksson going towards a P5, and then Kalle Svensson P6. Lionel score P7 after a wonderful recovery drive. Pete Norbeck in P8, and then Max Stjernelund P9. William Isaksson P10. Berg Lindholm P11.
So we're heading out for the last lap now, and Skattebo will be not so much under pressure into turn 1 maybe. We'll see about Mellstig's run here. Mellstig is with him.
Yeah.
But there's a yellow flag,
but
and the best
overtaking about it because it's a yellow flag. So the best overtaking spot of the racetrack, unusable.
And we see the drivers slowing down there a bit, which is
what you're supposed to do.
See, yeah.
Andreas Skattebo now back under the bridge. Oskar Mellstig behind, and then Linus Stjernelund, and then Albin Gustafsson. William Eriksson still in P5, really impressed by him. Kalle Svensson P6, and then Lionel Score looking at P6 on Kalle Svensson right behind, and then it's Pete Norbeck, so it's very close between the fight for P6 and P1. Andreas now, he has checked out. He will not be able to be passed into the final corner, so he has sealed the deal. Andreas Skattebo comes out of the final corner. Is the checkered flag out this time? Yes, it is. Andreas Skattebo wins race 1 here at Kinnekulle. Oskar Mellstig in P2. Then Linus Stjernelund P3. Albin Gustafsson P4.
And over the line, Lionel Score beats Kalle Svensson over the line. So P6 for Lionel Score on the final lap.
Mighty impressive. And drag race between Fredrik Lindholm and William Isaksson. William Isaksson won that one out. So, after a very, very
what a race.
Eventful race, Andreas Skattebo is the final victor ahead of Oskar Mellstig and then Linus Stjernelund.
Yeah, that will for sure be investigated after the race there with Mellstig and Christian Lovén.
Yeah.
And what a race by Lionel Score from P20 to P6.
So Christian Lovén goes to the inside. He is alongside at this point. Oskar Mellstig tried to sell the dummy on Andreas Skattebo, and just unfortunately thinking that Christian Lovén, he could have been in his blind spot actually. We have a large one of those in racing cars, so unfortunate, just wrong place, wrong time. Very, very sad for Christian Lovén. It's heart-wrenching stuff because he
drove such a good race.
He drove such a good race. He did an amazing qualifying. It's his final race weekend of his career, and he's gonna be way back now in race 2 as well.
We will root for him to make a comeback in race 2.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be an interesting experience in the pit lane and paddock after this.
Yeah.
I'm 100% sure. But I'm sure everything will be sorted out in due time before race 2.
So all the drivers now, the race 2 starting positions are determined by the finishing position in race 1. So very unfortunate for the drivers who retired, and also if there's any penalties coming anyone's way, it's very, very, very unfortunate, because it's everything about the starting position in this class as well. You know, you can climb multiple positions, but you know, you want to be in the top 5 at least to be in it for the win.
Yeah, and Lionel Score will be one of those after a mighty, mighty, mighty recovery drive. So Lionel Score P6, Kalle Svensson P7, Pete Norbeck P8, and then Max Stjernelund P9 after his spin early on. William Isaksson P10, and then P11 Fredrik Lindholm, Gustav Berglund P12, Enzo Collin P13, Jonathan Lander P14, P15 will be Selina Hessman, P16 Johan Warland.
Yeah, so a total of 4 retirements this race.
Yeah, Christian Lobén being the final one of those. So thank you for joining us this afternoon. We will be back tomorrow for 2 more exciting races, with Christian Lobén being one of the hungry ones to make many positions up, and I know Devon Grabko will be too after his retirement in this race. But until then, thank you for watching, and goodbye.